right, guys, we are back. We got some deadlifts today, but very typical with my programming, the way we kind of warm up with deadlifts is going to be, you can call it a secondary squat day, but it's more of like an explosive squat day. We're moving the weight with intent, even though it's light. We're accelerating through, and that's also why these chains are on the bar, right? Because as I lift the bar, the weight gets a little heavier and heavier. It's called accommodating resistance. But one of the reasons I like chains or bands is because it allows and teaches you to accelerate through the movement. A lot of people, when they're lifting, they'll be very strong and explosive during the sticking point, or like maybe the bottom of a squat or off the chest with a bench press. And the issue with that is that's good, but as they come to the lockout, they kind of coast. Well, we're missing gains there. We're missing our capability of producing more force in doing so. So if we have bands or we have chains on, it teaches us, okay, we need to accelerate through the movement, and teaches you to produce a lot of force with that as well, without doing like an Olympic lift or something like that. Bands are, the one benefit of bands is that it gives you, you have to go down with the weight. It actually pulls the weight down faster than gravity does. Even with chains, chains are only going to fall as fast as gravity, but if you have bands on, it will kind of pull the weight down a little faster. So you can use it there too if you're really focusing on the eccentric. But today, programmed from my coach, Josh Bryant, chains, okay? After that, we're gonna immediately superset this with some box jumps and get my legs nice and warm, teach my knee. As you guys know, day one, knee was feeling a little iffy. Felt fine during the squats. After the squats, it kind of came up a little bit, but the progress on my knee has been tremendous over that past week. So hopefully going into next week as well, my knee is gonna be better. I'll actually be able to do my back offsets. Okay, anyways, we'll tack this weight, tax the box, and get to it. 1 rep. Let's do a box squat. All right, last set here. Very easy, very explosive. And we'll hit that jump in about 36 inches. I've gone up to 40 pretty good. And then in the past, from a distance. So I'll just kind of work my way back up to that. But again, you have to always understand the exercise for the purpose within the program. And a lot of people miss that. I could really push my jumps and do something crazy, but if that's risking me possibly tweaking something, it's not worth the risk. But if I jump maximally, get as high as possible, and the box just so happens to be a little bit lower than needed, no issue. All right. All right, last warm up here, 595. All I did was 3 plates, 4 plates, now it's 5 plates. I feel like as far as warm ups go, I don't need as many sets for deadlifts, especially after doing those speed squats. So, all right, see you here. Last set of 5 by 2 with 525. This is 529 because of kilos. My freaking hands getting torn up, which has not happened with deadlifts in, I think, ever. Must be grabbing it too deep or something. But you would think with all the chins and pull-ups I've been doing, my hands would be a little tougher. But every surface is different, and that's why preparation is key. All right. For me, I like a higher leg. I like it above my belly button. I feel like I got a lot better brace. So, just above the belly button. 2 speed reps here. Deadlifts are done. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. It's important to attack every single exercise, every single rep, every single set with as much intensity as you possibly can. All right, staggered stance RDL. I just hit 315 for 6, very easy. I'm gonna attempt 405, programmed RP 7-9. I would say that 315 was like a 6. Probably 365 might have been like around an 8. So my body tells me 405 is gonna be around a 9. Let's get it. There's strong and there's tank strong. Nice. I don't know if that was truly a 9, but kind of uncomfortable on the back, so keep it there. All right, guys. Episode 4, got some deadlifts. Very happy with the progress on my knee, being able to hit those speed squats and be able to hit those jumps as well. So huge wins. The deadlifts, honestly, actually kind of felt a little funky. Squats for me, squats and bench, I'm able to kind of hit the groove right away. I'm just able to kind of get into that groove right away, that movement pattern right away. Even with my 705 squat, it did feel a little feng shui, but again, it's a PR right off the bat in our prep for nationals. Bench press, I bench year round, so the groove is kind of always there. I don't always straight bar deadlift year round. I'll change the position of the straight bar deadlift, and it does take me a few weeks to find that, like I said, find that groove, find that momentum, find that, that muse of the deadlift. So the fact I moved 677 for 3 relatively easy, really happy about that. The back offs moved well as well. The single leg or staggered stance barbell RDLs, that's 405. That's some serious weight. Now, obviously, it's not all the front leg doing all the work, but I do believe training that split stance, or the unilateral stances,
training those stances can be very beneficial for overall health and function, especially as we're going into prep for nationals. It's a good accessory movement to keep in there in the beginning, get those tissues nice and strong. It helps with the hip internal rotation. It helps train the glute mid and med. Those guys are on the side of your glute to help stabilize the hip. So now when we hit our heavy deads, when we hit our heavy squats, we're able to keep a nice and stable glute and hip structure. So it's important sometimes that you take those accessory movements and don't treat them like PT or prehab movements. Treat them like an exercise. I was just having this discussion the other day with someone about his dumbbell external rotation. He's complaining that his shoulder's always hurting. Now, there was some things that I addressed with him I thought were pretty obvious. One was making sure he focused more on scapular depression rather than retraction. I think he would experience a lot less discomfort doing so. His strength will take a hit in the beginning, but then it will build back stronger than ever was before. That's one. But two, why not build up his ability to do an external rotation? I asked him if he was doing that. He's like, yeah, for like 8 pounds. 8 pounds? Dude, you bench 455. You can't be doing 8 pounds with dumbbells. You should be at like 30, 40, 45 pounds doing dumbbell external rotations. Maybe not the strictest form, but you should be able to do the movement with them. So again, sometimes you want to take a step back, especially when you're not prepping for a competition and you have more energy to give elsewhere in your training. Take a step back, focus on building up the joints, building up these smaller movements, and then this way it gives you a nice foundation and platform to peak your strength on for the meet. That's what we're doing here. Anyways, guys, stay tuned. Much more content coming out. We're hopefully going to be getting these out at least once a week. And as you guys saw, we've been kind of pretty consistent with it right now. At least once a week, but the goal is every other day. Let's get it.